Good afternoon. My name is FORTKAMP and I'm the high school principal here at Parkway. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Curtis HAMRICK for the community welcome.
Thank you, Mr. FORTKAMP. On behalf of the Board of Education, administration, staff, and students at Parkway Local Schools, I would like to congratulate you on a job well done. Milestones such as this are worthy of the utmost respect. Today, as an important chapter of your life comes to an end, I want you to think about a number. That number is 982,800. That number is important because it represents what has made you who you are today. 982,800 opportunities to learn something new. 982,800 opportunities to do the right thing. 982,800 opportunities to make someone feel important. 982,800 opportunities to be a friend when someone needed it most. And finally, 982,800 opportunities to make a mistake and then later learn from it. So what exactly is the significance of the number 982,800? That's the number of minutes you have spent in your formal education. Mathematically, that's 13 years times 180 days each school year, times 7 hours in each day, times 60 minutes in each hour, equals that seemingly insurmountable total that you have all now conquered and can celebrate today. The total number of minutes that you have spent in school is grand in size, but there are certain minutes that you will carry with you for the rest of your lives. Like the minute you overcame your fear and entered that kindergarten classroom for the very first time. Or the minute when you messed up and had to face the principal. Or the minute you received the first A on your report card. Or the minute the entire school celebrated as the district basketball championship was brought to Parkway for the very first time. You see, every minute matters. The experiences that are now behind you and the experiences that are in front of you are not by random chance. They are carefully orchestrated to mold and develop you throughout life. As you look back, some of the most influential experiences in your life were things that you thought were too tough to endure or not fair at the time. This is also going to be true in life as well. My words of encouragement to you today is to embrace the tough stuff because you know it's going to make you stronger. One of my favorite passages in the Bible is from Romans chapter 5. And no matter what your faith background, these words are still relevant. It reads, "And we are also happy with the troubles we have." Why are we happy with troubles? Because we know that these troubles make us more patient. And this patience is proof that we are strong. And this strength gives us hope. And hope will never disappoint us. Graduates, as you prepare to depart into this world, remember that all of your experiences this far have given you a hope for a bright future that has no boundaries. Congratulations and best of luck.
At this time, I'd like to introduce School Board President, Mrs. Melissa BURTCH.
Congratulations, you've made it. This is it. Graduation Day 2020. This is what you've been working towards for 13 years. Some days were tougher than others, some were easy. Some days were fun, others not so much. But you persevered it all together. This journey started out with all of you walking through the doors to kindergarten, and it was fairly easy. Your days revolved around snacks and centers and recess. But then came elementary with spelling tests and dibbles, which were a little tougher, but you made it through together. You advanced to middle school with state tests and accelerated math and AR tests. and you all survived. You moved on to high school, which was even more difficult with biology and chemistry, geometry and algebra 2, and you still all persevered. You all persevered. You all persisted in doing something despite the difficulty. These last few weeks have been trying and difficult, to say the least. These last few weeks were not what any of you had expected. Not only have you been studying to finish your senior year strong, but you had to accomplish that while learning how to navigate Google Classroom and Google Hangout just to complete your assignments and your final exams. Yet here you all are. These last few weeks have been a different kind of final exam. You were handed every unexpected twist and turn imaginable. Was it easy? No. Was it what any of you envisioned for the last few weeks of your senior year? Probably not. But it is probably one of the greatest lessons you will learn. Life does not always go as planned, and life is not always easy. At times it can be extremely difficult, but you all made it. You have all shown us that you have what it takes. You have perseverance. You will make it through difficult things that life will throw at you. I would like to leave you with a few words from the author Roy T. Bennett. Your hardest times often lead you to the greatest moments of your life. Keep going. Tough situations build strong people in the end. Congratulations to the Parkway High School class of 2020. You persevered.
I would like to introduce Parkway High School Class President Kyle Roth.
I want to first thank everyone who made this possible for us seniors. I know that it wasn't what we had in mind when we walked through the doors in late August, but we have to take what we can get. When initially thinking about this speech, I wanted to recognize us seniors since it's our day, but given the circumstances, I have more that I added to the end, so don't mute me. Coming into our senior year, I believe we wanted to prove ourselves. Our class has always been held to high standards, and we felt it was our job to live up to those standards. Academically, we're a very competitive class, and we have a lot of people with high ACT scores. Now athletically, we started in the fall with a first-year football coach, but not an unfamiliar one. We took back our trophy, beating Crestview 33-20, and turned around to beat Spencerville that next following week. Nick broke the all-time rushing record and tied the record for touchdowns in a career. Our volleyball team defended their championship, and our cross-country team defended their county championship. 3 programs with leadership coming from the core group of seniors on a mission. When basketball season rolled around, it seemed like nobody knew what to expect, except for the boys on the court and the seniors in the stands. Fast forward to the season, and the seniors found themselves celebrating in the Walpock High School gym as district champions. Caleb broke the all-time scoring record and the record for most points in a game. The school was a madhouse of posters plastered all over the wall, all the way through beating Tiffin Calvert to advance to the regional final against Columbus Grove. Only one went away from the state tournament. I believe all the seniors had a mission to put Parkway back on the map. We love our school, we're proud of our school, and we want others to recognize that we have what it takes to be successful. It was our time, and unfortunately, our time was cut short by the COVID-19 pandemic, a blow that us seniors never saw coming. We never thought that it would have to come to this. Years of hard work with the finish line in sight. But seniors, we will get through this. We're a strong class, and nothing will ever take away the memories we made in the short time we were seniors. Our class and our generation will forever be changed due to what is going on. We won't take things for granted. We'll go over to that friend's house, we'll go down to that teacher's room and visit, we'll go to the sporting events and cheer till our voices disappear. I know my classmates, and I know that we all have very promising futures ahead. We all work very hard, and we take pride in what we do. I am beyond thankful to have the opportunity to speak for the Parkway High School class of 2020, even though I wished I could say it directly to all of you in the gym on graduation Sunday, May 17th. If I had one piece of advice that I would want to leave with the PHS class of 2020, it would be a lyric from the Tim McGraw song, Humble and Kind. It reads, when the dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. And I could have sang that too, so you can thank me later for not. To the Parkway High School class of 2020, we did it, we're finally here, it's time to finish the chapter, turn the page, and move on to new beginnings. Thank you.
I would like to introduce Parkway High School co-valedictorian, Olivia Rutledge.
I
can by far say that the hardest assignment that I've had to complete in the past 4 years of high school has been this speech. And that's saying a lot considering I was part of the class that had to take Mrs. Morton's tissue test twice. I decided it would be best to handle this speech how I handled most of my assignments throughout high school, so I started it at midnight the night before it was due. As I was looking for a quote that would sum up the end of our last 13 years together, the same thing kept coming to mind. I first heard this saying in Mrs. Edkins' sophomore English class. She told us that you can't always control the situation that you are in, but you can always control how you react to it. Our current situation is definitely something that we have no control over. None of us ever expected that this is how we would end our senior year or that we would be graduating in this way. Now we are faced with a choice. How are we going to react? Will we let the last 2 months be how we remember our years spent at this school, or will we instead look back and remember all the great memories we had? I know that I would much rather look back and remember things like Mr. Minnick eating out of the trash can in sociology, or toilet papering Mr. Twait's classroom the last day of band camp. These memories and so many more are how I am choosing to remember my senior year. I hope that you all can look back and remember the good times that we had at this school and appreciate the people that made them possible. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has made the last 13 years so memorable for our class. I'd first like to thank the teachers who have always gone above and beyond for each and every one of their students. I'd like to thank them for their patience and for doing everything they could to make learning enjoyable. I'd like to thank Mr. FORTKAMP, Mrs. Osterfeld, and all other administration within the school for the countless hours they put in, so that we could have the best educational experience possible. I'd like to thank our secretaries and guidance counselors for always having the answers to our questions and for everything else they do that we don't even realize. I'd like to thank the janitors, lunch ladies, and maintenance staff for their dedication to their jobs and for everything that they do for our school. Lastly, I would like to thank the parents and guardians of every student in the class of 2020. I think that I can speak for us all when I say that we could not have made it through the past 13 years without your constant support. I would also like to take a moment to congratulate my co-valedictorian, ASHLYN White. She has worked extremely hard for the last 4 years, and I truly cannot think of anyone else who is more deserving of this position. I'm glad to get to share this experience with one of my best friends, and I'm sure that her work ethic and dedication will take her far in the future. Now is the time that we will all go our separate ways. Some of us will go on to college, others straight to the workforce, and a few to a military career. Whatever you have chosen for your next step, I wish each one of you the best. The only advice that I have to give you is to enjoy every moment. If the last 2 months have taught me anything, it's that I often take the little things for granted. I'm so thankful to have gotten to experience the last 13 years with such great people. Our class is filled with so much talent and intelligence, and I know we are all capable of many accomplishments in the future. Congratulations to the class of 2020. We made it.
I would like to introduce Parkway High School co-valedictorian, ASHLYN White.
Hello everyone. Although these past few months have been extremely uncertain and upsetting for all of us in so many ways, it is my pleasure to finally get to be in front of you today. We all have done so many things throughout our years here at PHS. As many of you know, I was on the cross-country team for all 4 years of high school. My teammates and I would spend hours completing sprint workouts, long runs, lifting, just to get in shape for essentially about a 20-minute race. Although I always prepared myself the best I could for the races, I would eat all the right things, go to bed early the night before, stretch, and do just about everything else runners were supposed to do to succeed. However, it never failed when race time came. I would always get extremely nervous. I'd have that feeling in my stomach that almost made me feel sick, but I didn't let that stop me from warming up, getting my spikes on, and heading to the start line. Oh, the start line. Many of us know that feeling. Maybe it's not running a race, but maybe it's the moment when you're about to take the field, conquer a big test, or you're waiting for the reply to that risky text that you just sent. If you can relate to any of these analogies, this is truly how I felt every time I was about to start a race. As I stood at the start area, I would finally hear, "On your mark," as I moved up to the start line as my heart was pounding. "Get set" would be next, as my shaking legs bent into the starting stance. Lastly was the dreaded pause before the gun went off. I would often ask myself, is it too late to quit now? And just as I would be debating with myself in my head how to get out of this race, the gun would fire, my legs would just start moving. Essentially, all I had to do was just keep my legs moving. And with every step I took, I was that much closer to the finish line until I finally completed the race. Seniors, we have been keeping our legs going for 13 years now. However, what we're entering is not a finish, but a new race. We are all going to get those pre-race jitters no matter where we are headed in life. Whether you're off to college, starting a new job, joining the military, or moving to a new place, all of us will wonder at some point if it's too late to turn back to our old ways when we were more comfortable. However, if I know one thing about the class of 2020, I know that we are one of the most resilient classes that have ever traveled through this school. We were born in the year of 9/11 attack. Our family survived the 2008 recession, and we are now living through a global pandemic on the year of our graduation. These experiences have made our class smart, tough, and extremely motivated. Throughout our years here at PHS, we have done amazing things. We won the Spirit Stick every single year. Our prom was one of the best. We all passed the dreaded civics exam, and our basketball team went to regional finals and won state based off the Twitter poll. And many of us had several of our own impressive achievements that we could brag about. One thing I've noticed about this class is that we are just average people doing amazing things. I will be the first to tell you that I'm not as smart as everyone thinks. I truly rely on my hard work to get through every situation that I encounter. I can't even count how many times I would stay up late at night just so I could get an A on the test the next day or finish my homework knowing that all the problems were correct. I'm a real-life example showing that success comes to those who work the hardest. It is not necessarily the smartest person who has the greatest achievements. So work hard and always do your best no matter what you're doing. Diligence will help all of us get far in life, and I hope that someday we all reach our dreams and experience good fortune. However, when you do reach that point, don't become so wrapped up in your own success that you forget about those around you. Be happy when others succeed. Be happy when good things happen to others, and be happy for those who work hard for what they have earned. If someone did something awesome, congratulate them. If you are proud of someone, tell them. It's such a simple gesture, yet so easy to forget sometimes. Remember, we are all where we are supposed to be right now. Although these past few months have been more than dreadful for all of us, I think that we have learned a very valuable lesson from this unusual experience. We can plan on our lives until we're blue in the face, but ultimately, we are not in control. It is perfectly okay to be mad now, but we cannot let this experience bother us for the rest of our lives. Think about how grateful we will be when we can finally embrace those around us, or when we can go out to eat with our friends on a Friday night. Those days will be coming, but we just have to be patient. I miss seeing you all every day, but I'm thankful for the great memories that we have shared over the years. I know that we will be together again in the future. As we close this chapter of our lives, I am certain that there will be many good times ahead of us. Good luck to all of you, and remember to always keep your legs moving no matter where life takes you.
I would like to take a moment to thank you for all your hard work and efforts you've put forth this year. It was a pleasure to serve as your principal. I've come accustomed to seeing you these past 4 years, some of you more than others. I know that your time together was cut short. You are an outstanding group, and I wish you all great success in your future endeavors. Congratulations to you, the class of 2020. Mrs. President and members of the Parkway Board of Education, I present to you the graduating class of 2020. As high school principal, I certify that they have met all requirements of the Ohio Department of Education, Advanced Career Center, and the Parkway Local Schools, which qualifies them for graduation and the right to receive a high school diploma from Parkway Local Schools. At this time, we will award diplomas. The graduates of the Parkway High School class of 2020 are Corey Scott Egler, Tori Olivia Albright, Trevor Michael Barker, Colton Gregory Barnum, Rachel Leah Barrett, Rachel Renee Baird, Christopher Allen Bechtel, Kaylee Darlene Bixler, Makasia Avette Bixler, Carly Jean Beckman, Rachel Elizabeth Reese, Preston James Browning, Aaron Gregory Bruns, Braden Caleb Allen Kinney. Christine Ann Kirby. Chandler Lee Kroger. Clarissa Jean Kroger. Caitlin Julianne LeBrun. Mason Quinn Landry. Bryce Anthony Isaac Lowry. Reese Daniel Luganville. Jason Andrew Luke. Brooke Elizabeth May May. Emma Marin May. Sophia Rose Miller. Caitlin Elise Murphy. Trey Joseph Randbottom. Haley Joe Roberts. Kirsten Nicole Green. Grace Elizabeth Rogers. Kendall Thomas Brooke. Kyle Andrew Ross. Olivia Lauren Rutledge. David John Sheets. Derek John Stockbrook. Monica Sue Steen. Haley Nicole Stevenson. Gavin Walker Stover. Violet Rose Eileen Taylor. McKenna Joe Temple. Shaylin Durrett Thomas. Alexander Charles Tisdale. Corey Mitchell Wall. Alexander Lowell Welker. Ashlyn Elizabeth White. Sydney Renee Yoder. Kane Michael Yonker. Emily Grace Zimmerman. Olivia Renee Zimmerman. Clara Marina Elworth. These are the graduates of the class of 2020 Parkway High School. I would like to call Mr. Curtis HAMRICK back to the podium to give the adulation.
I would like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to be a part of your graduation. Throughout my career, I have been amazed at the number of success stories that have come from our graduating classes. We've had doctors, lawyers, business owners, accountants, nurses, welders, electricians, mechanics, farmers, and the list goes on and on. I have no doubt the class of 2020 will continue the tradition of excellence that makes us all Panthers. As you prepare to start the next chapter in your lives, may God's blessing be upon you as you strive towards your goals and dreams. May you develop the patience, strength, and hope that will carry you throughout life. Parkway High School class of 2020, make every minute count.